about something rattling outside his room again last night, but I didn't hear a thing.
Rattling?
Yes, he said something about it sounding like chains. Said every day for the past week around 3 a.m. he hears chains rattling outside his door. Oh, I just chalked it up to the old bones of the house settling.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, miss.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. How have you been getting along, my dear? I see you found some of those first editions I mentioned last week.
Oh, yes. I mean, this book of poetry has an inscription from Lord Byron himself. I can't believe this isn't in some museum.
Oh, the museums won't take any of those dusty old things. They're afraid the ghost will come with them.
Are you sure? I mean, I can't believe I'm holding something that the Lord Byron held in his own hands.
Ooh.
And this is just one of the numerous first editions I saw. Most with inscriptions just like this. There were Tennyson, Keats, Shaw, Bram Stoker, and even Wilde. I nearly broke down into tears when I thumbed through Dorian Gray and found a pressed flower in the pages. It nearly crumbled into dust when I ran my fingers over it. It's that old. My mom. Wow, she would have loved to have seen this place. It's everything she wanted.
You are quite a fan of literature.
Unequivocally, yes.
If you'll pardon this intrusion, Miss Ginny, but you certainly stand out against your loud and brash family members. No slight to them, of course. Oh, still getting my bearings with this new American way of doing things.
Oh, please don't apologize. I understand what you're saying. I like to think I take after my mother. The only reason we're here in England is because Mom always wanted to move here. Put a pin in that, Lucy. It's not a good time to move now. And then she got sick. And well, it was too late. I guess in some weird way, He brought us here as a way to honor her memory.
I've only known you for a short while, my dear. But I do think that any mother would be proud to see the woman you've become.
Now, if only my dad could see that.
Oh, sweet child. Let us not forget a very clever writer once said, what seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise.
I know. Speaking of trials, I can't stop thinking about that prophecy.
Oh, not a single soul has been able to free that horrid ghost from his prison sentence, thus sentencing us to a lifetime of terror.
It just seems silly to me.
The terror?
No, the elegy. That something as simple as an elegy can somehow free a ghost. I know the pen is mightier than the sword, but this just doesn't make sense to me. Something as complex as death and the afterlife, it can't be changed with some pretty words. A villain is still a villain regardless of who mourns for him. But death, it's not something that can be changed. The finality of it all.
It does frighten me so to talk about such horrible things. With my own sweet husband having passed on, I try not to think about death.
It's all right, we don't have to talk about it. It's just that.
Yes, dear?
Nothing. It's just, well, I can't stop thinking about it. Why would anyone want to eulogize such a horrid soul? He killed his wife.
I think that's quite the point, though, my dear. He's trapped until someone may find love and forgiveness for him. The only difference between the saint and the sinner is that every saint has a past and every sinner has a future.
Washington, you're a cheater! I'm not!
Oh, really, boys? I must ask that you not use those dreadful things inside. They'll damage the artwork.
At least it might look cooler if we did hit that fugly old guy over there. You look so boring.
You can say the ghost did it.
We've had quite enough real paranormal activity. We do not need to create fictional ones.
Speaking of the ghost, is
Mrs. Umney fainted again. Put $1 in the faint jar.
We can't. It's already stuffed.
Dad, look, the bloodstain's back. Isn't that gnarly?
So cool.
Well, it's not like the Tide pen didn't work. It can't be the ghost. So someone must be playing a prank on us.
It wasn't me.
I don't think I believe you two. Apologize to Mrs. Umney. You promised me you weren't going to pull any pranks on her.
It was the ghost, honest.
Yeah, of course they were and hoped to die. It wasn't me. It must have been Washington.
Why do you always blame me?
Because it's always you.
No, you.
What did we talk about? We can't act out like this. Dad, can you back me up on this? The grief counselor said we had to be strict about these things.
Put a pin in that, honey.
It must have been Washington. He's a liar.
Must have been Jefferson. He's a big old jerk.
Hey, Dad, a little help here?
I'm busy. Jimmy, keep your voice down.
Oh,
You're a big jerk and poopy head.
Dad, help me, please.
Put a pin in that, honey.
Oh, no.
Not.
Apologize to each other now.
No, stop telling us what to do.
You're not in charge of us, Dad is.
Dad, tell them to apologize to each other and to Mrs. Umney.
Yeah, do what she says, boys.
No, stop telling us what to do. You can't make us.
You're not our mom.
Stop trying to be her.
Boys, enough. You're upsetting Mrs. Umney. I'm sorry. The boys can be quite the little pranksters. I'm hoping Eaton will straighten them out. I'm shipping them off to school there in a few weeks.
Ah, boys, you're going to apologize to Mrs. Umney, and you're going to clean the spot up again.
Oh, please don't touch it. I'm afraid you will anger the ghost.
Mrs. Umney, if the ghost doesn't like us cleaning up the blood, he can come right out and say it. Jeff, get the OxyClean. I don't know what you two are playing at, but this isn't funny. Stop pulling my hair.
We aren't playing at anything. It wasn't us.
Yeah.
No more pranks.
It wasn't a prank. We didn't do it.
Do you swear? Cross your heart.
And hope to die.
All right. I believe you. For now. Now, take Mrs. Umney into the kitchen. I think she could use a cup of tea.
Oh, with just a touch of cream.
You take sugar?